Battles, bloodshed, betrayals, love, lust, horror, religious wars, politics, incest, historical revision. Interested yet? George R.R. Martin, the author of the A Song of Fire and Ice saga, on which Game of Thrones is based, has promised all of these things and more in his next book set in the world of Westeros. But it's not the book many fans have been waiting for since 2011. Martin has announced a November 20th publication date for Fire and Blood, a new book he describes as imaginary history and very much not a novel. The book, which is part one of a planned two-part series, delves into the history of Westeros in greater detail, focusing on the reign of 7 different Targaryen kings, including Aegon the Conqueror, the first of Daenerys' ancestors to sit upon the Iron Throne. But here's the bad news. Martin also confirmed that The Winds of Winter, the 6th novel in the Ice and Fire series from which Game of Thrones takes its cues, will not arrive in 2018. The most recent installment in the series, A Dance with Dragons, was released in the summer of 2011, leaving fans with the cliffhanger of Jon Snow's fatal stabbing at the hands of the Night's Watch. Nobody knows yet how Martin plans to resolve that story thread and others, though Game of Thrones creators David Benioff and Dan Weiss have certainly shown us their version of events. While it was expected by many, Martin's revelation that The Winds of Winter will definitely not see release in 2018 all but confirms that Game of Thrones will end before the books on which the show is based. The announcement means The Winds of Winter won't be out until 2019 at the earliest, marking at least 8 years since the publication of the most recent installment. Martin also wrote in the announcement on his blog, "As most of you know, HBO is presently developing a number of different prequels to Game of Thrones. I know I'm going to be asked whether those shows are going to be based on material from Fire and Blood. It's a logical question. The only answer I can give is, well, no one is sure yet, and anyway, I'm not allowed to say. So let's move that to the side." Not a confirmation, but not a denial. For more on the new novel, check out The Hollywood Reporter's GOT expert Josh Wigler's full story and more coverage on the series at THR.com/Game of Thrones. So what are your expectations for Martin's new book? Sound off in the comments. Until next time, for The Hollywood Reporter News, I'm Tiffany Taylor.